Okay, I don't know much about satellites beyond the broadcast satellites we use here, but I do know that there is now a bill that is about to become law. It's just awaiting the signature of the president. What are the chances that, well, actually, it's as good as passed, right? Even if he doesn't sign it, unless he vetoes it, which is
Yeah,
probably not gonna
the
happen.
bicameral committee submitted it already, and so it is due for enrollment and for signature.
And what exactly would a PhilSA, that's how it's going to be called, right?
Philippine
What
space.
exactly will it encompass?
Well, there will be policy development component and utilization component. There will be an R&D definitely component. They will also be responsible for the human resource development for the space sector. And they will take care also of educating the people about it. And our international collaboration in space will be through the Philippine Space Agency.
Okay, people are thinking that this will be like our NASA. Is that a dream or is that actually the objective?
One ultimate dream that we have is to have our own launching pad, because at the moment, the satellites that we have so far launched, this is Diwata 1, Diwata 2, and the Maya 1, were launched through either to the NASA facility or to the Japanese facility.
Right.
Mr. Secretary, why would it be important to Filipinos to have a space agency? I mean, I asked a question from the point of view of ordinary people who
Yes.
would have problems with the internet, with traffic, with things breaking down left and right.
Ikaw naman,
and-
dream breaker ka eh.
But I understand din where you're coming from. Pero explain to us what is the significance of a space agency, not just in terms of putting people out into outer space, but from space looking down.
Yeah. First of all, the utilization of space technology is now widespread. I mean, all
Yes.
countries are into it, and we need to have our place in that system. So even in the development of and implementation of international guidelines on space utilization, we need to have a voice. Okay, and of course, we cannot forever be dependent on the satellites of other countries, although we still make use of them. So we need to have our own also for security purposes, and you know, there are so many applications, in particular in the Philippines. So Lucy mentioned earlier the broadcast communications part, but that was really the earliest applications. So now, the remote sensing part is very important because, as you mentioned in the opening, it is needed by our Defense Department, it's needed by our agriculture, environment and natural resources, and even our, you know, weather bureau.
So just to clarify, we're not actually thinking, because if you say NASA, people are thinking of astronauts.
Walking in
no?
space. Or,
That's a long way off.
It's
So,
a long way, but it's not really.
It's part of the objectives.
It's part of the dream.
Okay, but in the meantime, yung immediate objective of this bill is to put to have our own launching pad for our satellites, for weather monitoring, for monitoring
Our
our
crops.
territorial area,
The
for
hazards.
crops and crops. Yes, right.
And of
right.
course, the
Security, national
purposes.
security. And of course, telecommunications. So, bibilis ba yung aming internet? Yan ang tatanungin ng mga tao.
Basically, our immediate goal is to be able to assemble the satellites right here, because so far, Diwata 1, Diwata 2, and the Maya 1, even if we have already deployed Filipino engineers in its assembly, we're still assembled in Japan, in Tohoku University, where many of our scholars, we have been sending around 50 scholars in preparation for this, and many of them went to Hokkaido, Tohoku, and Kyushu University, but now we are exploring other countries
But it was
also.
our